In a dramatic turn of events, President Donald Trump has now pointed the finger at more federal workers who may lose their jobs, following a major cut of 1,300 education staff that was announced last Wednesday. What might be next in this unfolding drama? Standing in a room charged with tension, Trump admitted that the Education Department, which has just closed its doors for the time being, hadn't lived up to his expectations. With a hint of regret mixed with tough criticism, he remarked, "I feel very badly, but many of them don't work at all." Could his words be a cry of frustration or something more? In a tone that repeated like a worn-out record, he went on to say that many employees simply never showed up for work. His voice echoed as he claimed, again and again, that too many of them were missing in action without offering any solid proof. Is this repetition a sign of real concern or just bluster? Just the day before, the Education Department had declared that nearly half its workforce would be cut through a reduction in force. The official statement focused on cost-cutting and restructuring without mentioning any issues of poor performance. Does this silence hide more than it reveals? Not only did Trump raise these issues, but influential voices like billionaire Elon Musk have also questioned why so many on the payroll appear not to be doing their jobs. The idea that numerous workers might be idling has now become a hot topic. Can facts back up these bold claims? During a long, winding discussion filled with pauses and pointed remarks, Trump explained that his recent meetings with many people confirmed one clear message: when cuts come, they must target those who aren't pulling their weight. His frustration was clear: layoffs should focus on those who aren't working hard. Will these meetings justify such sweeping decisions? Trump made it clear that only the best would be spared. He praised Secretary of Education Linda McMahon, describing her as a real professional and a smart businessperson, someone who once held a top role in sports entertainment. Her tough decisions, he said, have left behind only the cream of the crop. Can her changes stand the test of time? He didn't hold back as he launched into a vivid description of how badly the system was run under the old ways. Trump painted a picture of billions and hundreds of millions of dollars wasted through fraud, abuse, and needless red tape, money lost like leaves in a storm. How deep does this alleged waste really go? Trump also brought up another common complaint: too many federal workers are not showing up. This pointed, perhaps, to the rise of telework, a practice he has now ordered to end. He demanded that agencies bring their workers back into the office so that they are physically present and accountable. Is the era of remote work about to come crashing down? In simple, almost blunt terms, he stated, they're number one, not showing up to work. Number two, they're not doing a good job. These words left little room for doubt about his expectations and the future path for federal staffing. Will this clear message lead to real change? Looking beyond local issues, Trump pointed to the success stories of countries in Scandinavia, places like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and even Finland. He also mentioned China, noting its strong performance in education as a surprising compliment. Can the United States learn from these global examples? He went further to predict that when responsibility shifts back to states like Iowa and Indiana, the results could be just as impressive as those in Denmark or Norway. According to him, between 30 and nearly 40 states could soon show the same high standards. Will these states rise to the challenge as promised? Yet the official release from the Education Department was more matter-of-fact. It made no mention of any poor performance among those being let go. Instead, the statement revealed that 259 employees had accepted a deferred resignation program as part of a DOGE-led effort, while 3,134 others chose a voluntary separation incentive. What story lies behind these numbers? The notice further explained that, in line with regulatory rules and the department's collective bargaining agreement, every affected employee would continue to receive full pay and benefits until June 9th. In addition, they would be granted substantial severance or retirement benefits depending on their length of service. Every division was impacted, with some areas set to undergo major changes to better serve students, parents, educators, and taxpayers. Can this reorganization bring about the promised improvements? Later, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked to assure the public that essential services, such as aid and support for disabled children, would not be harmed by the 50% staff reduction. She confidently replied that Secretary McMahon, who was doing a tremendous job, had already given that guarantee. These cuts, she stressed, were a promise made and a promise kept. Will the vulnerable continue to receive the care they need? She went on to argue that there was no reason for the nation to spend more than other developed countries, especially when the education system was clearly failing. Pointing to the nation's report card, she noted that 8th graders were not reading at the expected level and 4th graders were not learning math as they should. Is the system really broken beyond repair? Her comments seemed to echo concerns about the National Assessment of Educational Progress, NAEP, test, a key standard funded by the Education Department to measure student success. This reminder of long-standing benchmarks sparked fresh debates about the quality of education. Could this be the spark that ignites real reform? Finally, it was announced that all agency employees would be placed on administrative leave starting March 21st, marking another bold step in this sweeping overhaul. With the stage set for major changes, the coming days promise to reveal just how far this dramatic reshuffle will reach. What new chapter awaits in this unfolding story?